with Emily. So tonight's show was something I've actually attended before, but in a kind of a different way, and I'm super pumped that I got a chance to go back again, and I definitely think this is going to be something that I kind of seek out now because it was really interesting the second time I went. So anyway, this was Ben Folds Declassified at the Kennedy Center, but this time obviously the people who were singing was different because that's kind of the whole point of these things, right, is they get different singers and songwriters to do these showcases, I guess we'll call it, concerts, whatever. So this one was super special because today is National Women's Day. Shout out, woohoo! So rather than have Ben Fold do all of the emceeing, Sarah Silverman actually did it. So yeah, it was definitely a unique experience, and I'm really glad that I went because it was definitely something that I don't think many people will be able to say that they attended. Anyway, so let's get into it. So Ben Folds did come out at the beginning and just kind of introduce the whole concept of it, the fact that this is able to happen, and the tickets are not expensive because this is like an important thing for him to kind of share with the world. So I think that's really awesome, and again, something that if you like music and you want to see something that will kind of take your breath away, this is definitely the venue to do that. So getting there was super easy Friday night. It also starts at 9 o'clock, so that I think makes timing wise a little bit easier. The dinner rush is kind of already gone into DC. I spot heroed about half a mile away. The walk was super nice. It wasn't that cold out, so that was kind of nice. Anyway, so let's get into the show. So Ben Folds started it, kind of introduced, and then Sarah Silverman and the conductor, whose name is escaped. Akiko? Fujimoto is definitely the last name. I want to say it's Akiko, A-K-I-K-O. She was fantastic. Any conductor is super interesting to watch, and it was just it's amazing that they can kind of control everything and just flip through pages and make sure everyone is in on time. And it's also super cool because she had to manage singing as well, so she kind of would then point to the singer and make sure that they had their cue too. So I thought she did a really nice job throughout the entire show. So the first song they did was Portrait of Abraham Lincoln or something like that. It's a really famous instrumental piece, and kind of towards the end, so Sarah Silverman came up and sat on stage with the start of the first song, and at the end of the first song she kind of like stood up, and I was interested to see where it was going. I wasn't sure if she was going to sing or if they were going to end the song, but the instruments were still going when she stood up, so that was definitely something that was intriguing. And then she started saying a line from one of Abraham Lincoln's speeches, and then she kind of stopped herself and was like, wait a second, this is like National Women's Day, that's why we're here. And then she kind of went off onto this like rant about women and how, history, we are forgotten history because we're not written in history because history is written by white men. So that was like super cool, and again, there were parts where she was speaking mostly, and the instruments were kind of in the background, and then the instruments would like come back up and she would kind of stop talking or make like one final last statement with the music really loud. So I really liked that. I thought that was really cool. And then right after that, the orchestra played a song that was written by a woman in response to someone else's piece of music that was like called The Common Man or something like that. So she wrote a song to counterbalance that called The Uncommon Woman. I'm definitely missing a couple words in those titles, but yeah, so I thought that was really cool. I really liked that they were able to play that piece because I thought that was a good homage to this whole point of this whole night, was to kind of honor this whole National Women's Day, and I thought that was a really great way to do it. And again, throughout the song, Sarah Silverman was speaking, and she's very funny, so it was funny and witty and very relevant to the issues that are going on today, political, but also just humanitarian wise too. So yeah, that was really cool. So the second performer was supposed to be Julian Baker, and I was really excited to see her because I know like one of her songs, and I was hoping she would play that. But in place of her, because she got sick a couple days ago, Ben Folds' daughter, Gracie Folds, actually sang the Julian Baker songs that they had composed and put together. And I like loved that part. That was definitely, I think, my favorite part of the show. I really loved the lyrics. Definitely gonna have to check out some Julian Baker songs. And her voice was very good. And again, I'm not a huge fan of female singers, but she did a really nice job, especially considering she basically prepared those songs in a span of 3 days, 2-3 days. The first song, I thought she did exceptionally well. The second song, her voice kind of faltered a little bit, and you could tell that she was nervous on stage. But again, given the circumstances, there is no point in just taking off there because she did an outstanding job. I really liked her voice, so that was really awesome. And yeah, I thought she did a really nice job. The songs were a really good choice. I liked the lyrics, especially at the very beginning of the second song. I thought the lyrics were really good. They really pulled me in, and yeah, so I really liked that part. So the next woman to come out on stage was, oh boy, I know Suarez was her last name, and Danay Suarez. So she had this like awesome dress on, like super gold and flashy on the top, and then like just a like princess bottom. It was pretty cool. But she sang in Spanish, which was interesting. I was able to understand probably about 50 to 60% of the song. Thank you, Duolingo. But the one thing that I wish she had done was told us what the song was at least about, so I kind of had a base of like, oh yeah, I'm right, I like understand this. But I think I was able to understand the message, and her singing was good. Again, I wish that maybe she had just told us what she was singing about, just so that I had like a jumping off point to kind of understand the Spanish. But I mean, she did a great job, and I think I definitely liked the first song more than I liked the second song. But again, super great job. She was so cute, and she like genuinely seemed to enjoy it. So I can't take any points off of that. I just wish she had explained what she was singing about. Because then the next singer who came out, she was an opera singer, and she actually did explain. So this is Leah Hawkins was the next woman to come out, and she sang in French, so I don't know any French, so I did not have even a slightest chance of understanding what the song was about. But she explained that it was like this love story, these two people had an affair, and then 3 days later this woman like was suffocated by her own scarf. So like, again, super cool. Now I kind of have this like movie running in my head as you're singing, and can kind of like guess that to like where these parts are. Like, this is like the buildup of the love, and then this is like the like fun part of like, yay, we have this secret, and then you're dead. So I did really appreciate that she at least told us what she was singing about. Opera is not really my cup of tea, but shit, she did a fantastic job. Oh gosh, that's the first time I've cursed. I'm sorry. That's how good she was. I don't even like opera, but she just like was so amazing. Her voice was just like spot on, and it was just like so fantastic. I really thought she did a wonderful job, and definitely give her some serious props for doing such a wonderful job. And she didn't even use a mic, so like the fact that I could even hear her like on this stage with all these instruments behind her was really impressive. And then after that, they just played just an instrumental piece that was again written by a female composer, and it was called Starburst, like the candy. And it was okay. It didn't really grab me at all. I mean, again, it was well played, I guess. I mean, I don't know what it should have sounded like, but that definitely was not a high point for me. And I really like just like straight up instrumental. And the thing about the song was she said that it was all just like a strings, and I love strings. So the fact that it was just like violin and the cello and like the bass and stuff, I was like actually really excited. But like halfway through I was like, oh, I haven't been paying attention, because it just like wasn't something that kind of held my attention and grabbed me. So that was a little bit disappointing, because I was really excited to see what that song sounded like. But yeah, so then after that, Sarah Silverman came back on stage and sang a Mountain Goats song. And that was pretty fun. You know, the orchestra was playing behind it, but it was definitely more of like a traditional, they're just playing like the music of the song and she's singing. a fun song, and she made it really funny, and just like the way she pauses and the, you know, words she puts together and stuff like that. And I haven't heard the song myself, so maybe it is a funny song in general, but she definitely did a good job, and it was, again, like a nice way to kind of come back and finish it. And then they kind of like gave us a surprise extra song to say goodbye. She was like, all right, so now we're going to do a goodbye song, which was a Velvet Underground cover. Again, same like style, where the orchestra was really just playing the music of the song and then she was singing. But like halfway through the song, the other three women came out and started kind of singing along with her, and the opera singer actually like held a note for a really long time, so that was pretty cool. And yeah, I thought it was a really great show. I liked how they all came back at the end. I thought that was a really nice touch, and you know, to kind of play like some more fun and well-known, better-known songs. I thought that was kind of cool too. So, score-wise, this is tough because it's kind of a unique show for sure. Gosh, I really did love the Julian Baker songs, even though she was not there, and I thought Gracie Folds did a fantastic job. Sarah Silverman was definitely very cool. It was cool to like get to see her live, and you know, I think what she was saying and what she was just like trying to put out there in terms of just like women and just kind of like society as a whole was pretty solid. The just pure instrumental was not a huge fan. Again, the opera singer was fantastic, but I don't really love opera, so I didn't really get a lot out of that. I am glad she told the story. Again, the Spanish songs were great. I just wish I had known what they were about. Like, had a little bit of an introduction. And then the end was just like, again, kind of a more fun part that I did really appreciate. So I think I'm going to give this one a solid, I don't know, probably, okay, an 8.0. There was a lot that I didn't necessarily love that I think could have easily been fixed. And, but then again, like parts of it really did pull me in, and I thought it was really wonderful. So if you ever get a chance to see a Declassified, Ben Folds Declassified at Kennedy Center, go see it. It really is awesome. And even if you don't necessarily love that style of music, it's just, I mean, it's incredible to hear something played by all these like live instruments. It is really cool. Anyway, comment, like, subscribe, let me know what you think, especially if you were there. And if you weren't there, and you know any of these people, let me know. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree? I love to hear from you guys. So yeah, thanks, and I will see you guys tomorrow night. Bye.